Everyone always says, you should be harmless, be virtuous, don't hurt anyone, don't step on toes, don't be too ambitious, don't try to win too hard, don't be too assertive, don't be too aggressive, take a back seat, blend in, stay small. And for a long time, I almost believed them. I almost thought that staying invisible, staying soft, staying unremarkable was the way to survive. But one day, I looked in the mirror and I realized something fundamental. That path leads nowhere. That advice is a trap. The world doesn't remember the gentle, the quiet, or the overly polite. Life rewards the bold, the relentless, the ones who dare to embrace their power and run toward their goals like a storm. I knew then that I had to awaken the monster inside me. Not a mindless beast, not something that destroys without thought, but a controlled, disciplined force, a power that demands respect and refuses to settle. I had to learn to be dangerous with purpose. I had to train myself to channel every ounce of energy, every bit of ambition, every shred of frustration into a force that would propel me forward no matter what. When I allowed myself to embrace that inner monster, everything changed. My posture shifted, my chest lifted, my shoulders squared, my eyes hardened, my voice carried weight. I stopped wishing for things to happen. I stopped hoping that life would be kind. I began to command my reality. I began to say, I will achieve this. I will take what is mine. I will not wait for permission. I will not be denied. And for the first time, I truly understood what it meant to respect myself. I stopped lying to myself. The worst betrayal is the one we commit against our own potential. If I said I would do something, I had to follow through. If I aimed for a goal, I had to pursue it with unwavering intensity. Life doesn't reward hesitation. Life doesn't reward those who sit on the sidelines waiting for the perfect moment. Life rewards the people who take the field, play offense, and refuse to back down. So I stood taller, I walked differently, I moved with purpose. I cultivated an aura that made people notice me without saying a word. People could see the energy, the intent, the focus radiating from me, and they knew this person does not quit. This person does not back down. This person cannot be underestimated. I learned that the world responds to confidence backed by action. It responds to presence backed by relentless determination. And I made sure my presence was undeniable. Toughness is not given. Toughness is earned. It is earned when you show up even when your body is screaming no. It is earned when you push through exhaustion, when your mind wants to quit, when the path is steep, dark, and full of obstacles. Most people fail because they quit the moment it becomes uncomfortable. They give up when the fire is hot, when the pressure is high, when the world demands more than they think they can give. And that's why most people never reach their potential. Life doesn't care if you're tired. Life doesn't care if you feel weak. Life doesn't care if you're frustrated, doubted, or dismissed. Life moves forward, and if you want to move with it, if you want to win, you must be tougher than the world around you. I embraced discomfort. I welcomed the grind. I learned that the monster inside me thrives in challenge. I learned that I could sacrifice comfort, leisure, sleep, and even personal desires to become better than I was yesterday. Every moment of sacrifice, every hour spent grinding, every ounce of effort was an investment in a future version of myself that refused to accept mediocrity. And let me tell you this, the path is not easy. It is punishing. It is grueling. It is relentless. There will be days when you feel defeated before the day even starts. There will be nights when doubt creeps in and tells you you are not enough. There will be moments when everyone around you seems to be moving faster, achieving more, reaching higher, and you feel left behind. But that is exactly when the monster inside you must roar. That is exactly when you must dig deeper. That is exactly when you must stand taller, fight harder, and refuse to quit. I fought every single day. I fought when the world ignored me. I fought when people laughed at me. I fought when doors closed in my face. I fought when the odds were stacked so high that every rational voice in my head said, "Give up." And every time I fought, I learned more about myself. I learned how strong I really was. I learned that the pain of growth is temporary, but the rewards of resilience are permanent. Sometimes giving your all is not enough. Sometimes, no matter how much effort you pour in, the world pushes back. That is when you must go beyond effort. That is when you must invent new strategies, push the limits of your own endurance, and refuse to be satisfied with mere attempts. You must go further, harder, stronger than you ever imagined. That is the mindset of a winner. That is the mindset of someone who will not be denied. I refuse to quit at the 1-yard line. I refuse to give in when the finish line is just ahead. Many people falter when they are inches from their goal, not me. I stand up, dust myself off, and charge forward. I push through pain, doubt, and fear. I fight for every inch, every opportunity, every chance to succeed, and I do it relentlessly because I know that nothing worth having comes without struggle. The monster inside me has no off switch. It does not rest. It does not compromise. It does not accept excuses, and neither do I. When I commit to a goal, I commit fully. I pursue it with single-minded focus until it is mine. I refuse to leave any room for doubt, any room for weakness, any room for failure to define me. I am relentless. I am unstoppable. I am relentless in my pursuit of excellence. Failure is not the enemy. Failure is a teacher. Failure is a compass pointing to the areas where growth is required. Every setback, every mistake, every disappointment is a chance to rise stronger, smarter, and more determined. I welcome failure because it forces me to push harder, aim higher, and sharpen my skills. I learn from it. I grow from it. I let it forge me into someone stronger, fiercer, and more capable. I refuse to be average. I refuse to be ordinary. I refuse to follow the crowd. I choose to be uncommon among the uncommon, and that demands everything I have. Every ounce of focus, every bit of energy, every drop of strength, and even when I think I have given all I can, I know that's only the beginning. Real growth starts where most people give up. Real success begins at the edge of exhaustion, at the limit of endurance, at the point where most people quit. So I challenge you. Awaken the monster inside you. Train it. Harness it. Direct it at your goals. Demand success. Refuse to compromise. Stand up every time life knocks you down. Fight for every opportunity. Push past every limit. Break through every barrier. And when the world doubts you, when people laugh at you, when the path seems impossible, remember that the force within you is greater than anything outside of you. The monster inside you doesn't quit. The relentless force within you doesn't give in. It doesn't accept limits. It doesn't tolerate excuses. It doesn't stop until victory is yours. You have to commit to this truth every single day. You have to rise earlier. You have to push harder. You have to refuse comfort. You have to embrace the grind. And every time you fail, you rise again, stronger, sharper, fiercer, and closer to your goal. Becoming uncommon among uncommon takes everything: focus, energy, persistence, resilience, and a refusal to settle. And when you think you've given everything, that's when you realize you've only begun. The true test, the real challenge, the ultimate prize awaits those who refuse to quit, who refuse to compromise, and who refuse to settle for anything less than greatness. So go out there, stand tall, walk with purpose. Let your presence be felt. Let your ambition be known. And never ever stop until you look back and say, I did it. I overcame. I became the person I was meant to be.